If you still need your dinosaurs, Big Bad Toy Store has them up for pre-order. Check them out at the link in the description.
You know I had to do it to him.
Kaiju, turtles, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hey there, collectors. What's going on? It's Steven here, and Prehistoric Planet has launched, and I figure what better way to celebrate by making all of the paleo nerds mad and do a review of the brand new Hammond collection, Jurassic Park Velociraptor. Very neat. So I do have to give you a little bit of a heads up here. All right, so I saw these get announced, and a very, very kind source had made mention to me several months ago that a SKU had popped up for a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And then I said, ooh, that's pretty cool. And then I saw a Velociraptor. I said, ooh, that's pretty cool too. But they're small. So then we get them in person and I look at them and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I got to give these a try. And I do have to say, oh boy, am I pleasantly surprised. And as a matter of fact, you're going to want to stick around to the end of this review. I think you're going to be happy. By the way, make sure you're checking out Up From the Depths over on YouTube. There's a lot of fun ARC stuff. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Thank you, bud. Anyway, Hammond collection, small dinosaurs, meant for collectors. Amber collection, it's gone. Let's take a look to see if this is a suitable replacement and possibly figure of the year. Did I let that slip? I think I did. Okie dokie. So maybe you didn't pick up on that, but Mattel has axed the Amber collection and they're moving forward with the Hammond collection. So the point of the Hammond collection is to make a whole bunch of figures in a smaller scale, not exactly 3 3/4, even though that's kind of sort of not really what everyone's billing it as, because they kind of came to a position where, oh, hey, we want to make the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But if we were to do that and the Spino and the Indominus, so on and so forth in the Amber collection, that's not going to be feasible. So shrink down the size, they can do more dinosaurs, and they can do humans in that scale as well. And this is meant to be a new collector-friendly line, but it also hits at a price point that is also very, very friendly towards little kids. So, hey, Raptor here is going to be $13. And with that in mind, holy moly. The Raptor, what do I have to say in terms of looks? There are a couple of things here that will also, I guess you might say, generalize over to the T-Rex that make it kind of look just a little bit goofy, but it works for the overall design. The hands are a little big and the feet are kind of comically big as well. But with that being said, when we look at the articulation, you will be able to see exactly why that is. You need big feet to balance. But for the looks of the Velociraptor in specific, the only issue that I'm going to have to say is that it seems like he has just a teeny... She has a little bit of a teeny tiny underbite, yeah, so that's a little bit of an issue. And then we are going to have a couple of miscellaneous paint blips and drips and smudges here and there. I've got 3 of these puppies, and I do have to say that they all vary in quality control from one to the other. Some, the pupils, they look just fine. Others, they're kind of misaligned. We do have a random streak of tan-ish paint over up on the head. You know, it kind of varies. But for $13, what do I have to say? I think that the Raptor looks great. As you can see here, as stated, I got 3 of them things. It's like a game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, the articulation for the Raptors, I do have to be completely honest with you folks. It's rather simplistic. There's not a whole lot going on, but it's in the simplicity that the engineering is rather neat. So let's go ahead and take the middle gal here, shall we? Let's make sure we're well focused in. That'll be good. So what do we have? Well, the jaw opens and closes on a hinge. And we can cover up the teeth. She got some lips, right? Okay, we can open up real wide. That's about the extent. Now, the head plugs in on a ball joint. We can look up about that far, down about that far, rock from side to side. That's all good. Obviously, we can spin the head all the way around. Now, here's where things get a bit interesting. The actual neck in and of itself is going to be on a swivel hinge combo where it plugs in. So, yay. Now, with a Raptor, jumping in the air, looking down, that's about as far. But you can push up and the Raptor can look up about that far, which is pretty cool. But the problem is that it can't really look down so much. Yeah. Up, great. Side to side, fine. You're going to see this more so with the baryonyx as well. Looking up for these dinosaurs is good. Looking down could be improved just a little bit more. For the shoulders, they are on swivels, so they spin all the way around. And they're on hinges as well. So you can get your Raptor to T-pose if you would like. So that's good. Kind of like bird wings. Then at the elbows, we do have hinges, single hinge, and they swivel as well because that's where they plug into the bicep. Very good. No swivels at the wrists, so that can lead to some awkward posing, but yeah, you can kind of get around that. The hips. So I don't know if it's this one, but if you were to just get a glimpse in there, it looks like there's a white hinge that accounts for this sort of movement, the forward and back movement. But realistically speaking, it's just going to be a fancy, seemingly ratcheting swivel. It's very difficult to describe, but that seems to be it, because you would like the legs to get splayed out a little bit, like if they were on ball joints, but really they're not. They don't even really pivot from side to side like that either, but I mean, it is what it is, unfortunately. For the knee here, they do have single hinges, so they go in about that far, forward about that far, and they swivel all the way around. Very cool. We do have ankle rockers, hinge forward and back, and full swivels for those rockers, so that is good. Now for the tail, bendy wire, as you can see. Is this the one? No. Is this the one? Yep, here you go. Okay, so there's going to be the hole in there, and then there are going to be these two little wings, pegs on there. Yeah, so you just push that in, and there you go. Now, on one, very easy to pull out. Another one, can't pull it out at all. So, yeah, it is what it is. The bendy wire does feel relatively strong, and it doesn't really feel like it's going to break. And as you can kind of see, the bendy wire goes up to about here for the tail. So it's just something to keep in mind. So all in all, for the articulation, is it a bit limited? Yes. Could we use a joint somewhere in the main body and the torso to help move around? Yeah, we could. Are these $13? Yes, they are. So with all things considered, I mean, realistically speaking, hold on. Hold up. Come on, I know you can do it. She is one clever gal. I'm fine with the articulation. I think it works. No accessories whatsoever. The box is pretty neat, and it's reusable if you can pop the tail off to put it back in. So, c'est la vie. C'est la vie. Now, to round out the review, here's a size comparison with all the currently released Hammond collection dinosaurs. I'm gonna not get the humans just because I'm not interested. So as you can see, they are of good scale, and if you're looking to get smaller dinosaurs to blend in with your humanoid figures, then congrats, these should blend in rather nicely. You can have some fun fantasy displays, or if you're looking for in-universe, if you will, it's Jurassic Park after all, I think they look just fine enough. So buy now, skip, or wait for a deal. Okay, so what can I say here? $13, we get a Raptor that looks good. It's perfect for army building purposes. There are no issues whatsoever there. The articulation for the price point and for the size is fitting. It's great. I keep saying great. The only legitimate downfall I'm going to have to say is going to be the tail. Out of one of the Raptors, I cannot pop the tail off at all. So if I ever need to store it back in the packaging or store it elsewhere without the tail, that is not going to happen. That's the biggest downfall. Another one of the Raptors, unfortunately, where that tail does plug in, it is starting to come apart at the glue where it's glued on. So that's a bummer as well. Now, with that being said, it's $13, folks, plus tax, shipping, so on and so forth at retail. Okay, so that's the retail price. Yeah, I think what flaws this figure has are completely acceptable for the price point. We will be taking a look at some of the bigger figures in the line, and that's gonna we'll save it for those reviews. But honestly speaking, this is a dream figure that I did not know that I want. I'm fiddling with one of them right now as I'm recording the audio throughout this section. Maybe you can hear me messing around with her. I like it. I think that this is very good. I may get another.
Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now, you've heard a lot from me. I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for SDR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.